welcome back to Ultimate Doom's final episode, Thy Flesh Consumed. Even though this came out after Doom 2, I'm still going to cover this before we get to Doom 2. I was going to do research, and then I forgot. I know for a fact that this level, this first level, was designed by America McGee. Also, I took so much damage, I restarted. Something unique to this video in this series of Ultimate Doom videos is that the other ones I legitimately did with a one-shot. There was no editing or trickery or like saving and loading, but this episode is so difficult that I save scum a lot and I restart a lot, and I've cut out, I'm gonna say, most of it because I want to make like this video and its final edit is like an hour and 15 minutes long, and the original recording was like 2 hours long. So I cut a lot, but you know, we're still going.
Much like Diablo Immortal came out after Diablo 3, here we have Thy Flesh Consumed. Came out after Doom 2.
What?
Wasn't
that game?
It's a great start.
I don't yeah, okay. That's true, I guess, on a technical level. I don't really get what the comparison is.
The first thing I speak is an anti-joke.
I don't understand. But we're
I was just
good.
thinking about how Thy Flesh Consumed is an expansion to Doom 1 after Doom 2. In a similar fashion to Diablo Immortal is a game between Diablo 2 and 3 that came out after Diablo 3.
Well, see, I don't know anything about Diablo Immortal. So.
I didn't expect that bit to go anywhere.
Yeah,
I was just trying to open up this thing like a shitty, like, Justin McElroy anti-joke where I have nothing to start with, so I intentionally start off not strong at all.
That's fine. You know, whatever you've got to do to get your motor running.
It also occurs to me I have to sit through an hour and 15 minutes of like one of the most tedious episodes of Doom ever, where it's just like the soundtrack is already off-putting. Like, there's nothing wrong with the soundtrack. It's just that it's not high octane. Like, it already sets you up for the fact that you're like, you ready for puzzles and combat puzzles and maze puzzles, and it's just
a lot of torture. Honestly, it's just suffering.
Torture. You leave hell, and somehow this is worse.
Yeah, it's so true. The difficulty of Thy Flesh Consumed is it's punishing. It's like if you don't play the game perfectly, you're fucked. And it's really frustrating to play. There are parts of it that I really like, but if you were to ask me to, you know, give it pointers before it was shipped out the door, I would have said maybe just like double the amount of health pickups in general. I spend a lot of time with low health, or I have to restart because I get damaged and there's no way I can continue. That's my main takeaway from this. This first level, can't even fucking remember what it's called. I don't know. I can't remember.
Thy flesh consumed, more like thy time consumed. Am I right?
You're so right. This level, Hell Beneath, it doesn't have any health packs. It has like 8, 9, or 10, somewhere in that range, of the blue health bonuses, and that's it. That's all the health you get in this level. If you take damage, go fuck yourself. There is an armor pickup, I guess, which helps. But
it's time to pistol start every level.
This is why I save scum. Like, I guess it's not scum because the game lets you save. It's not like I'm using an emulator that, or something. But like, I don't care. This is not for thy flesh consumed. I will absolutely be blasting those saves.
This episode is so tedious that I wanted to do a Doom 2 run through right after, but then I finished it, and then I started Doom 2, and I was like, I just don't have the energy for this. I don't want to do this.
Is exhausting. This shit's fucking harder than Doom 2. If you ask me, Doom 2 is a jovial, fun time.
There's a weird pit level in one of the first episodes of Doom 2. Well, it's not a pit level, but it's a level that has a pit in it that if you accidentally fall into it, you can't reach the platform you're actually looking for. And I just didn't save, and I'm like, I just don't want to start this over. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, there's a lot of crap in to be fair, there is some crap in Doom 2, but it's better than this. So, again, not pistol starting, but I've only got 36% health from the last level, and I have to deal with this shit. So this is the second level, which is called Perfect Hatred. This one I know was made by John Romero. I like this level, but it is also, like, insane. It's, like, very difficult and clearly unfair. Look at all these cacodemons.
I'm cuckoo for cacos.
I'm cuckoo for caco. That's a good one. There's just so damn many. But, so, a compliment I guess I can give to Thy Flesh Consumed is that I feel like it does better justice to both the weapon and enemy roster of this game. Even though it's quite extreme. I mean, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself a little bit, but just to say that this episode has far more opportunity for you to use the rocket launcher and the plasma gun than any of the previous episodes of Doom 1 really ever, let you. Most of the time, the shotgun is probably the best weapon, just because it can one-shot imps and it can, 2 or 3 shot the pinkies. It's just very valuable, but fighting, a shit ton of cacodemons and, Barons of Hell and stuff, oh, there's a weird cut. You're gonna see a lot of weird cuts in this, because, one, the edit is hasty. I did this very quickly, and I didn't bother double-checking any of it. And also, like I was saying earlier, there's no way that I was gonna keep every little bit of me dying in here. It's just too much of a waste of time. Especially because there's some where it's this is the curse of, old school gaming with no autosaves. You play for, 15 minutes and you die and you're like, oh shit, when did I save last? Where was I?
You kidding? That's what makes games good, bro.
Oh, okay.
Well, whatever.
I like difficult games, but, I also like, I don't know, being able to save.
Thy Flesh Consumed is the Dark Souls of something.
Dark Souls isn't even that hard, okay? We proved this, although you'll never see the ending of it, because I've lost the footage.
Wait, how'd you lose the footage?
I technically still have it, I just don't have it on my computer. It's on a hard drive that I don't feel like... I don't want to edit those videos. We're not here to talk about Dark Souls.
Can I go off on another tangent?
Yeah, please.
Remember how I recreated Diablo 1 and eventually Diablo 2 in Neverwinter Nights?
I do remember that, yeah.
It pisses me off to this day that it probably just sat on a hard drive and died somewhere, and I put all of that work into it, and it's just gone.
Yeah. There's a lot of that has happened to me in my life as well. There's a lot of music that I've made that is...
Oh, dude, that sucks.
Gone to the ether. I'm okay with it. I'm very much the, how do you say, what are those, is it like Tibetan monks or whatever that do like they do like sand sculptures. I don't know what they're called, or it's not like sculptures. It's like they do like art with sand, and then like they fucking destroy it when they're done. Maybe it's not Tibetan. I don't know. The point is, I'm all for the not to become too existential, but life is fleeting anyways. Like, you're not going to be able to save all the art that you make, so it's okay if some of it goes missing.
Yeah, I had a similar existential art crisis. Not that it has anything to do with what I made, but like back in the day of iTunes, I had a swollen music collection.
Oh, hell
and then
yeah,
once again, another hard drive crash ended all of that. And I was like mid-process of moving all my files over. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be a weird streaming person now. I guess it's just YouTube and Spotify from here on out.
Yeah, it sucks, though. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I am... talking about art not lasting forever is one thing, but being beholden to streaming services is very bad. Like,
it is bad.
If I want to listen to something that I want to listen to, I want to have access to it. So I understand like the value of having that physical media, and like I am upset in some ways that I can't get some of the stuff that I made back, but at the same time, I don't necessarily let that hold me back.
It's also a bummer wanting to like have an archive of stuff that you want or like, because that's just shit you got to carry around everywhere. Where like you move and stuff, and it's just
absolutely.
There's no winning. Like if I stream, great, because now, if I buy a movie on some service, great. I now have access to it. I can re-download or stream it whenever I want, unless the service fucking ends.
Yeah, this is why you should. Ideally, the compromise is to have just the files. Just download what you can.
Just put it in a fucking Dropbox somewhere.
Yeah. Or just like a physical hard drive that isn't gonna like fail, or I don't know.
I don't know. I don't trust like fail, that.
But, yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. God bless. God bless.
Just God
the Internet
bless.
Archive. No, yes. I was gonna say God bless the Internet Archive.
God bless the Internet Archive. God bless what's it called? The archiving of video games, whatever that.
Oh, there's
is.
There's a movement going on right now. This is timely, considering that this video is probably the closest to release that we're ever going to record.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a current movement going on. Was it like stopkillinggames.com or something? Yeah. I will make sure that I get the link right. Out of all the dumbass shit that I say I'm going to edit into these videos and don't, that's one that I actually will, because yeah, that's a good cause. And yeah, there was a whole thing with again, plugging other people's work. There's a whole thing that YouTuber Racevic did a video with Good Old Games, and Good Old Games recently brought back Alpha Protocol, the spy RPG.
Yeah.
DRM free, so because it was on Steam for a long time and it got taken off, delisted. A lot of that stuff has to do with rights holders, so like that stuff can't last forever, which is just like bullshit. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Thankfully, to tie it back to the topic at hand, Doom has had some very weird legal changing of hands. However, John Carmack himself has basically said, I don't care if you pirate my game, and the proliferation of Doom as a like widely available thing is pretty high. Like original 1993 Doom, not Doom 2016 obviously, but
yeah.
So like access, part of what I like is when people that make stuff don't get super tangled up in the legality of it, and they encourage I shouldn't necessarily say encourage piracy, but they encourage like the maintaining of their piece of work. Like, Doom deserves to live forever. It's so good. Even thy flesh consumed.
Yeah. As corporations change and as laws change, copyright laws. It's really important to save stuff like this. And fuck it, even if Die Flesh Consumed were the worst fucking Doom episode ever, I would still want it to be saved somewhere.
You should still be able to complain about it.
This still belongs in a museum.
Yeah, exactly. It's still, yeah, exactly. Someone still put a lot of effort into making it, and shit, even if they didn't, like, it's a relevant piece of human history. There's so many things about Doom that are important, and so many things about gaming and art in general that, yeah, maintaining it is all very important.
All these Bethesda games that's like have a horrible fucking launch, doesn't matter. Throw it in that museum.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Reluctant.
Oh, I mean, it's true, but also it's like, who the fuck wants
Somebody
to,
will care.
That's true.
Someone will scrape this off the road and put it in the Internet Archive. Well, not the Internet Archive, but someone will preserve it.
Secret exit. You have to do insane parkour to get to the secret level.
Perfect Hatred was the name.
A Perfect Hatred. I
prequel to Perfect Dark.
Now we're entering the secret level, which to me, I don't remember who did this. I want to say it was someone that wasn't on the original id team that made the first 3 episodes in Doom 2. Well, maybe he was there for Doom 2. I don't know. I don't know who it was. I can't remember it specifically off the top of my head. Tim Willits made this level. One of the cool things about how authored the Doom levels feel individually, like, you can immediately tell that it feels different. Like, John Romero has very intricate, like, I don't even know what to call his geometry. Like, it's like perfectly cyclical, and like American McGee has like his own style of that, which is, maybe less refined at this current point in time. And Sandy Peterson is all over the fucking place, but like he has a very particular style. And this map just feels like so different already. Like aesthetically, it's a little bit closer to like episode 1, but it's also different because it's like
it's outdoors.
It's outdoors. There's a symmetry to it that John Romero actually really doesn't like to make his levels symmetrical, like on purpose, and I tend to agree with him on this idea, which is like the symmetry is kind of boring.
Seems like it takes up a lot of space too.
Yeah.
Being really redundant or repetitive for no real reason except for aesthetics. Doesn't really have anything to do with the challenge of the level.
Yeah, and I will also say that this level, to me, when I look at it and when I like perceive it, I'm like, oh, this feels more like a level made for deathmatch than a level made to be played as single player. Because it just doesn't. It's not bad. It's a fine level, but aesthetically and like design wise, it's so obviously not core to the designers of Doom. It's clear that it was someone that was hired after the fact to make this level. Just because it's also part of the reason that I can feel it is because it feels like someone's idea of a Doom level. Do you know what I mean? Like before there was an idea of what a Doom level was, people, John Romero, Sandy Peterson, Tom Hall, had to make levels for a game that they didn't know how it was gonna feel. And then this level comes along. I don't remember who made it, but I'll be sure to credit them when I can. And it feels like a Doom level. It feels like someone emulating what a Doom level feels like.
It feels like a Doom clone instead of Doom itself.
Sort of, yeah. It does. Well, no, it feels like Doom, it just feels like a Xeroxed copy of Doom. Which I know that's essentially what you said, like a Doom clone, but it's just like...
It's a literal copy.
It's like a literal copy. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like someone had a magazine of a Doom level and they like put it in a Xerox machine and photocopied it.
Oh, it's like someone got Doom and then downloaded a Doom WAD creator guide.
Yeah, exactly.
And then just made it step for step.
That's almost exactly what I'm saying. Like there is uniqueness to this level, and I like the way that it looks and I like the way that it feels, but it also feels like what's the idea of a Doom level is. It doesn't feel like it has a unique concept. It feels like it's a Doom level. Like, this is what Doom levels are. You run around, you get keys, there's like teleporters, there's a bunch of monsters. Like, that's what a Doom level is, and so we're gonna make one of those. Instead of, asking a more broad question like, what if we did a teleporter puzzle, or, what if there was a room with a trap in it? I don't know. Like, it's a weird complaint to make, and I'm not, like, criticizing it necessarily. I think it plays fine, but it's just an observation that I was making while I was playing it, and I wanted to bring it up, because it's so, like... There are, admittedly, some interesting ideas. Like, as soon as I stop futzing around, when I get to the central room here in a second, there is, like, this weird, like, cage with the Baron of Hell in it in the top, and it's like, that's kind of interesting. I don't really know to what end he's included, but, like, it's an interesting concept. And yet again, we're here with 26% health, and I just took damage from that Lost Soul. Now I have to go find health, which is the most fun part of any Doom level, is backtracking through empty hallways looking for health pickups. I should have sped this up.
Don't cough and kill yourself.
Yeah, right. Doom guy looks how I feel. Oh, there's some health.
God, I wish that weren't me.
Yeah. Might as well pick up the ammo while I'm here.
Careful preservation of ammo.
Very meticulous. I just... Like, I do... This... the episode picks up, I think, after this point, I would say. This level is probably the tipping point where it's like, this is a much easier level than the previous two. Clearly. But, like, after this point, you get a lot more ammo. You don't necessarily get a lot more health, although sometimes you do. Oh, sweet, sweet health. And then there's this weird switch, which all it does is open the doors. The doors open from the outside, but you can't open them from the inside. You have to hit the switch. I'm just like, whatever, man. That is the most idiosyncratic that I will say that this level gets. It's like, yep, that's unique. It's kind of bizarre. Here's what I don't get, though. So there's this whole big-ass level filled with demons. The only thing that you need to do to progress is to get the yellow key, which... And then I waste time going through every teleporter. I'm like, what if one of these takes me somewhere different and it doesn't? The whole thing with the yellow... You just need the yellow key, and you can basically get it not from the start of the level. All you have to do is hit, like, the switch so that you can get through, and then you can just leave. And it's like, that's kind of whack. I don't know.
I cannot wait for this level to end.
It's almost over. It's so close to being done. I'll place a shotgunner.
What a stomach flu of a level.
It's horrible. I didn't get any secrets. I don't even know if there are secrets.
It's okay. No one cares.
This level probably has the worst start of any level of Doom. This is just like a nightmare. There's so many shotgunners that can just see you. And because they're hit scan, like it doesn't matter how far away you are, they will hit you. I like this level a lot, but this is a really rough start. But sometimes you need a little chaos, so I'll forgive him for that one. I don't remember who did this level either.
This level was done by Sean Green, and it's called Sever the Wicked.
I want to say John Romero did not do it. I feel like he only did 2 levels, and I know which 2 they are. And I'm pretty sure this is not an American McGee level, because I think American McGee also only did 2 levels. So, you know, I said I really wanted to do research before we recorded, and then I totally forgot. So that's on me.
Research?
Yeah. I just want to make sure that
this ain't no school paper.
That's true. That's true. I don't need to be so crazy with it.
Pretend I'm drinking beer right now.
Yeah, I kind of wish I were, but I'm just drinking water. These long form Ultimate Doom videos definitely, like, you know, social lubrication doesn't hurt.
Sounds gross.
It's a gross phrase.
Not allowed to say lubrication on this Let's Play anymore.
I mean, it's not a word I use often.
Thank goodness.
It just came up because I was like, what's a funny phrase for alcohol that people use, and like relevant too, right? Because I'm talking like, you know, this is a social situation, kind of. Not really. I mean, it kind of is. I don't know how you classify this. This is the best closet in the whole damn game. It's got a fucking backpack and mega armor and a chainsaw. It's bussin', dude. I'm happy about it.
Instead of lubrication, you have to say bussin' from now on.
It's bussin'.
I went to the mechanic to go get a oil change because my car needs bussin'.
Yeah, social bussin'.
You also can't pair lubrication with the phrase, "this just came up" in the same sentence.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to make you super self-conscious during the edit now. Sorry.
I don't know what that was. No, I mean, I'm going to say what I want to say, but I'm just trying to figure... I was, like, trying to 4D chess, like, backtrack what you were saying. Like, I was trying to deconstruct the point of, like, what?
You owe me a penny every time you say 4D chess. Or every time you commit the sin of 4D chess. Anytime you enter the Mind Palace, you owe me money.
The Mind Palace is necessary for playing Doom, though.
It truly is. That's the problem. I'm gonna go broke entering the Mind Palace playing Thy Flesh Consumed. More like Thy Money Consumed, am I right?
Yes, yeah, that's true.
I'm on fire today. I should have like 2 gigantic cups of coffee more often. Man, I had a pissy day at work. Here I go with another stupid tangent, but I'm ready.
Please.
I'm ready to talk about Doom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what sucks? Day jobs. You know what rules doing Doom Let's Plays?
Yeah.
Especially right after work when you're like, can't wait to watch some demons die.
Yeah. No, this game's pretty good. Like, which is why we're playing it.
So, bad Doom is better than no Doom, am I right, fellas?
Yeah. No, this game is, I don't know, there's just something something about the phraseology there that you were using and sort of the tone of it, where it's just like this is such a 90s game. Like, I know that that's obvious, but also like there's just something about like I don't know the purity of it that really does. It's like, yeah, like this is the perfect like after work, after school, like just like zone out kind of game where it's just like that was a weird bug. That was a
it
weird
sounded like
sound
you
bug.
intentionally cranked up the volume right there to show how weird it was.
No, I didn't change the volume at all, but like there was a weird bug where the shotgun sound didn't play when I was going down the stairs. I have no idea why. This game has been freaking out on me sometimes when I play it, and I don't know why. Like between that and the demo not playing.
Which version of Doom is this? Is this Chocolate Doom?
I'm running this on Crispy Doom,
Okay.
which is basically Chocolate Doom, but it lets you run the game in higher resolutions, which is my preferred way of playing it. Also, there's some other settings that it lets you change. You can turn off like infinite height on Doom on demons. You can turn off. I think there might be like an option for jumping. I'm pretty sure there's no option for vertical look, but I could be wrong. Just because it's basically running in the as close as possible to the original engine, just with like some exceptions like for resolution and frame rate and stuff. Which, although I am playing on a higher resolution than would normally be allowed in the original version of the game, I am frame rate capped, I'm pretty sure, to 35. Just because, listen, I am a freak, and I will gladly admit this, like, play the game in whatever way makes you feel comfortable, but for me, if I play this game at a frame rate above 35, I'm like, it doesn't look right. Like it just... The game was meant to run in 35 frames per second. It's a weird number, I don't disagree, but like that was the number that they came up with, and that's what there's a lot of rockets, holy shit. That's just me though. Like I play this game on high frame rates. Play this game in GZ Doom with fucking free look on and jumping enabled, like whatever, you know. Well, I will say, don't jump if you can help it, because it can break some of the levels, because you're not supposed to, but... You know, free looks fine. It's not for me, but some people really, really hate only being able to look in the pie-shaped direction on the floor level that the game wants you to look. But, again, I'm trying to... both for the purposes of the Let's Play and also for my own preferences, I like to try and maintain as much of the authorial intent as I can muster while still making the video legible. So, like, I'm willing to compromise on the resolution, and theoretically I would be willing to compromise on the frame rate, although it's just like a personal thing. But for the purpose of the Let's Play, I would not play with free look on, because I think that the levels are designed so that you can't exactly see up or down. Like, that's part of the point, that, like, there's some inability to perceive what is below or above you in some cases. That I think matters, like right here, where it's like I can't... There's infinite height, and there's a Baron of Hell down here. Like, you kind of are, you know... If you're pretending like you're playing this game in 1995 or whenever this came out, then, you know. And I accidentally hit the teleporter on the edge of the staircase, which I hate. Anyways, that's my little rant about Doom engine stuff. I don't know.
There should be... Well, never. There should be porn of this, and they should call it "Thy Ass Consumed." Am I right, fellas?
It's pretty good.
It's not that good. Shut up.
It's not that good. No.
Sorry. If I made this Let's Play, I would edit that out. I'd just be like, "Past Alex, what did you just say? You idiot! You fucking idiot!"
Sometimes you gotta leave it in though.
Yeah.
Like,
this is how I do improv:
honestly.
is I say 10 things, and I know 9 of them are going to be shit, but that 10th one, ooh, mama.
Yeah, you gotta see what's sticking.
It's the only way my neurodivergency lets me function as a human.
Sometimes you just gotta cook and see what happens in the kitchen, you know?
So it's 9 out of 10 times going to be fucking horseshit food that you're making. But that 10th item you make, oh baby, it's like Thanksgiving.
The kind of cooking you're doing is like when it's like 4 a.m. and you're just pulling random things out of the fridge.
What
You're
can
like,
I put in this ramen?
Yeah, let's just see what fucking combines. You know
Orange
what I'm saying?
slices it is.
Yeah, chocolate mashed potatoes. Let's go.
Christ. You know you've all thought about it.
Right. Listen, there's only when you got the Hershey sauce in the fridge, you're like, what does it go on? I need to know. Let's find out.
Let's see. Let's put it on these tomato slices.
It'll be good. You'll never know if you don't try it.
You don't know.
Okay? This is an American McGee level. I'm not meaning to change topics. It's just.
No, please do your monologues.
It.
Save us from me.
No, I just want to point it out before I forget to mention it, because like this, between this and the first level, like I feel like you can kind of see American McGee's style. Like it is very classic in its approach to Doom. Like this feels like something that belongs in Doom. It doesn't feel like a replica of Doom. It does genuinely feel Doom-like. But it does have its own weird flares on it that are a little bit questionable. It's much easier than the first level that he made. Well, I don't know if he made them in order. The first level that we played of his. But I will say that it is sort of filled with some questionable decisions, not like from a design, not from like a difficulty standpoint, just like from a design standpoint. Because there's a whole ass room that I just don't even go into. There's a room down where I was shooting rockets at those imps below us. There's like a door you can go into, and there's like a room filled with like blue health potions, and there's like I think the blue key is in there, and you get like something from the blue key, but I literally don't even bother going in that room. Going back to what I was saying about the intent of the Let's Play of this, it has somewhat fallen apart, because at first I was like, completionist run. Like, I'm going to kill every demon that I possibly can, and I'm going to get every secret in every level. And then as soon as I hit episode 3, even episode 2, I think I missed some, but episode 3, I was like, when I decided to stop doing that, I'm like, I'm not going to bother with every secret. I don't fucking know where they all are. I don't care. And I got to episode 4, and this shit's so hard that I don't have time to waste. Okay? If you want to watch something good, go watch something else.
We're just happy that you even watched this at all, even if it's for 15 seconds.
Exactly. I'm just happy if you listen to us yap about chocolate mashed potatoes, because that's the real reason that we're all here.
Yeah, you're here to hear me say thy ass consumed.
Thy ass consumed. I did, we got slightly off topic. I was going to bring up that there is H-Doom, which is a pornography mod.
Oh, shit, I've heard about that. Very briefly, I was watching a YouTuber who plays through Doom mods and other Doom mods, and I forgot about H-Doom.
That is a thing. I wanted to bring it up when you first said it.
Pretty weird, but it's somebody's yum.
Sure.
Sorry to all you H-Doomers out there. We, at least I don't mean it. Maybe my brother means it.
I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just bringing it up. It's not for me.
You know what else H Doom brings up?
Huh.
All right, I've passed my point of lucidity. I'm back to normal.
Did you?
I'm back to not making any sense like I was at the start of this recording.
Did the internal filter catch that one? And you're like, I'm not saying that out loud.
It's like how I stuttered through the ass consumed. I'm like, I don't want to say this, and then my brain was like, coward, say it. And then I said,
no, the ass consumed was pretty good. I'm glad that you said that.
But you didn't you know what else comes up?
Well, because I felt like it was hacky. I felt like you were going to say something.
It's very hacky.
Really, I felt like you were going to say something that was like not funny, and I was like, okay, I'll grit my teeth and bear this one. You know?
It would have been better if I had just farted into the mic.
Oh, man. It's something. This is a weird level. This level was made by Tim Willits and his sister Teresa Chaser, I think is how you pronounce her name. I like the green marble texture. I always like it whenever they use it. It's a great texture. This level uses
I'm gonna
a
have
lot
to
of it.
I'm gonna have to disagree here. This gives me sewer level vibes and labyrinth vibes, and I'm just immediately pissed off.
That's the thing. I like the texture itself, but the way that it's used in this level, where it's like you're stuck inside this essentially what looks like a sewer. Not for me. Like this is a cool texture to use if you're doing a castle level. When it's like this interior environment kind of shit. Not my favorite. I don't like that this level is basically all inside. I'll say it. I like it when there's outside parts to Doom. It's use the skybox.
It's ugly as hell, but you know what? It's got that stupid 90s aesthetic we can never go back to.
Unless, I will say, I do like interior levels if it's like a cave level in Doom. I'm okay with cave-ass levels.
Wait,
I am not... This, not so much. If you're gonna do like a big castle thing, there has to be an outside section.
Oh, okay.
I don't make the rules, but that's just what I'm saying.
You mean you like all those jagged cave polygons?
It depends. Not that the caves in this game look convincing ever. It's just that, I don't know. It fits the aesthetic better to being inside in Doom if you're in a cave than if you're in a castle. I mean, if you're in a castle, there should be an outside of it. I don't know how this makes sense to my brain, it just does.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. I'm just imagining like cave levels in the 90s and FPSs where there's just like jagged, weird polygons all over the place.
Getting caught on something is never fun, so like in general, I don't love a cave level, but for Doom, where I feel like the geometry is generally pretty sound, I'm okay with it. I permit a cave level in Doom. But if you're making a castle level, gotta have an outside section.
I know, this feels like...
Tech base, inside, outside, you need both.
This feels like a laser tag arena.
It does. Again, talking about levels that feel like facsimiles of Doom, this is another one that does not feel like a genuine Doom level. It feels like a imitation of a Doom level. But at the same time, it does kind of give off Episode 3 vibes. Like, this is kind of giving me Limbo. I don't remember the full title of the level, but E3M7, the teleporter maze level. Because that's also an interior-only level. And that one I permit because it has like more of a cave aesthetic than a castle aesthetic, even though there are castle sections. Like, there's bricks and stuff, but... it's a little bit of a maze, a little bit, like you said, there's a little bit of a labyrinth vibe going on. And I just don't like how low the ceiling is. It just makes me feel a little bit cramped.
Yeah. What came first, facsimile or facsimile?
I don't know. I don't know how to say it.
It's like often and often, because I've heard both recently. I've heard facsimile, and facsimile, where you actually pronounce the C. And that
Yeah,
reminds me of our arguments between often and often. I need to know which came first. Not that it matters because of language and vernacular.
First doesn't always mean correct.
Yeah.
And intention doesn't always matter either. Like, I don't care if the creator of the GIF says it's pronounced GIF. I'm not going to say it that way. I don't care.
I wish I didn't participate in this, but I have to. I find GIF just the ugliest sounding. It hurts my ears.
He compares it literally. He's like, it sounds like the peanut butter. I'm like, bro, no, it doesn't.
Why would you do that? We already have Jif peanut butter. Why would you do?
That's what I'm saying.
You know, what are those words that it's the same word but it has different meanings? What are those called? Something-onyms?
Sure. Yeah, something.
I'm
I don't know.
20,000 deep in an English degree and I can't fucking remember this shit. My poetry professor's probably listening to this. That's thinking that stupid ass doesn't know what iambic pentameter is.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No one knows what iambic pentameter is.
It's Bentomins.
That's my favorite gas station chocolate.
Yeah. Oh, you need the yellow key, but you can just go through this window and you don't need the yellow key. Fuck you, yellow key. I'm done with this level.
They will repent? More like thy will repent.
Okay, against the Wickedly, this is the second John Romero level, and final John Romero level? Question mark, I'm pretty sure. Of the original Doom. I mean, he made some levels for Doom 2, but...
This looks like a Dark Forces level.
It does. The white rock texture, the floor texture, is so weird to me. It's a good texture. I like it a lot, but it always stands out.
Yeah, this is weird.
And again, we have
this
like sort of
like Mist with guns.
Yeah, it's very rocky. We're on some kind of a mountain. That's the other thing. So I will say that the first 3 episodes of Doom have more like connective tissue between the levels. Episode 4 feels like master levels for Doom 2, but for Doom 1. This does not feel like there's any cohesion. It's just like, we're gonna get a bunch of damn levels and just staple them together, and it's like, it's a grab bag. There's an ebb and flow in terms of difficulty design, because the first level is relatively short, and it's difficult, but it's not as complex as some of these later levels. So it's clear that they had some intention and some thought about like which levels they were gonna put in what order. But aesthetically, it's just like a grab bag. It's like, okay, there's castle levels, there's fucking tech-based levels, you know, there's like rocky sections, there's inside sections, just whatever you want, you know. I like this level a lot. This is probably my favorite level of the episode.
Yeah, this level looks cool as hell.
It's a cool level, it looks cool. It's got a cool gimmick to it that I find fun and not frustrating. Although I will say that it's a dick move that John Romero makes you jump into the lava moat without a rad suit. You just have to tank some of the damage. Kind of a dick move. But it's episode 4. Dick moves are permitted now in terms of difficulty scaling. It's like, well, you're here, motherfucker. This ain't episode 1. We've hit dead air.
Sorry, I was just becoming mesmerized by this level. I was like, ooh, what's gonna happen next? Oh shit, that's what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
It's
I forgot
no,
I'm
sure.
not in the audience. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Well, I mean, if you ask me, that is sort of the brilliance of John Romero's level design, is that there is this sort of question that you're always asking of what's going to happen next. So this is the main gimmick to the level, is that central teleporter thing. You have to, like, it has 4 sides, and you have to hit the switch to lower the lift so that you can get onto the teleporter. And each side of the teleporter takes you to a different side of the level. So, it's just I don't know, it's interesting. Like, John Romero had an idea, and then he built around the idea, and it's cool. It's a good level.
I distinctly remember this part. Much as I like this level, this part has kind of... I mean, it's good. It's not, like, super bad with its teleporter puzzles. It's just, I don't know. The teleporters and the height elevation is just like John Romero putting his fingers into my brain and rubbing my ADHD tumor.
I don't even really know what you mean, but I guess I understand.
It's more important I paint an image in your mind than I actually describe it scientifically and accurately.
No, I mean, hey, fair enough. I don't disagree on that point. But I don't know, the teleporter puzzles in this game. Well, this teleporter puzzle has never thrown me off. Like, learning it is a little bit complicated, but once you've learned it, it makes a lot of logical sense. It's just whichever side of the teleporter you're going to is whatever side you'll come out on, you know. So it has never thrown me off too much. Like, maybe it did the first time I played it. I don't remember. It's been so long now. Probably 8 years or so. But I've played it enough since then and thought about it enough since then that it's locked in. I'm not gonna forget which side of the teleporter to go to get to the next section. Which is, if I, again, were to make a complaint, which I've already made several, but if I were to make another one, I do think that this episode relies a little bit too much on trial and error. Like, I feel like you're supposed to be saving constantly. Because, not that it's super unfair, it's just that you can waste a lot of your own time if you don't know what you're doing. And I don't know how I feel about that. I do like the sense of mastery that you get by having to play through a level multiple times and like do multiple, like having to run through rooms multiple times to try and figure out what you missed. Like, I appreciate that sense of mastery, but at the same time, I think that this one is just too reliant on it too often. Like, I think the previous episodes have a better level structure in those regards. Not as much backtracking required to figure... Oh, episode 3 maybe a little bit, but...
Gotta go in the towers. Mm-hmm. Or whatever.
You gotta get the key so that you can get in the door so you can hit the switch. And the switch opens a thing that you gotta get into. A lot of back and forth, which isn't necessarily the worst thing. If it's done correctly, then I'm okay with it. But
yeah, like I said, it's fine. It's just it sticks me the wrong way.
I think John Romero does it the right way, which is that you're never spending too much time in one location. You're constantly moving to new locations, and so it lessens the blow of having to return to that central teleporter.
Plus, I like that he ups the ante. So, you get once you get to the red key, it opens up. It gives you a little bit more maneuverability, which is good because it also opens up the cyber demon in the back, which I don't spend my time staring at because I've only got 28 HP and I will die if it hits me.
People who love H-Doom also love opening cyber demons in the back.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry to any of you with tumors or without tumors when I referred to ADHD as a tumor earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
And then I was like, oh, I'll just take him on. Nah. Let's see. There's a thing. See, this is why John Romero is a good designer. Because if you're confident or you're good at your skills, you can just take him on. But he showed you earlier there's an invulnerability here, and you needed the red key, which you only know that the cyber demon's there when you get the red key anyways. So you know that he intends for you to go get the invulnerability sphere to take on the cyber demon.
It's like John Romero ethereally reaches to you and then slaps you in the back of your head with his hand.
Well, it's very... yeah, I mean, you could say that, but I think it's very smart design. It's just like... Again, when I talk about the... I'm going too many places in my brain at once. I don't know where I want to go.
That's John Romero.
That's John Romero's influence, it's true. So, when he's talked about it before, and I've mentioned it before, and I didn't elaborate on it too much, but he does this thing that he's called iterative level design, which is basically exactly what it sounds like on its face. When he makes a level, he'll have an idea, he'll make it, he'll play through it, he'll figure out what needs to change based on his experience playing it, and then he'll change whatever he needs to change, and then he'll play through it again, and he'll play through it again, and he'll change, and he'll play through it again, and he'll change. And he just does this, like, however many times it takes him until the level is done. Probably, at least dozens, maybe 100, maybe more. And what comes out of that cooking is so delicious, because it's like, he knows what's fun and what's not on, like, an intuitive Doom feel sense. Like, I understand that everybody's sort of different. And before I get too ahead of myself, I cheat here. I turn on a rad suit power up because I want to go outside here and see what's out here. Because I couldn't find a rad suit. There's just a rad suit out here. That's the only thing that's out here. There's nothing else out here.
That's John Romero. He's joking
Fuck
with
you. He is. That absolutely. That is like the most troll John Romero shit of all time. I love it. It's such a dick move, but it's like perfect. And if I hadn't cheated that rad suit on, I would have taken some amount of damage just to find that out. But yeah, his iterative level design to me is the secret sauce to what makes a level good. Like, if you are willing to tweak, and I mean not just to play through a level and say that was fine, but to play through a level and be like, how do I shave like milliseconds of frustration off the player's experience, like the optimal player's experience who knows what they're doing, like, as well as like, how do I integrate something to have like a level of intrigue and a level of escalation. Like, nobody's doing it like he was doing it in this game. I struggle to think of any level designer that has had quite as much influence as he has. I mean, at least in a FPS sense. Obviously, stuff like Super Mario Bros. 1 is also just rife with perfect escalation and really good level design.
John Romero is the Dark Souls of FPS design.
Maybe, yeah.
Don't play. I heard the gears turning, please. Don't stop.
Well,
Don't stop turning those gears.
I had to consider it.
No.
If you're gonna say something, I have to consider it. I can't just move past it.
Oh, great! You're forcing me into using a filter. Great.
Now
I
you can say what it is.
I have to be reasonable.
No, I just wanted to think about it because you do offer an interesting proposal by saying that. I think that Dark Souls as well has like really methodical and well paced and good escalation in its level design. It does fall off a little bit in the second half. We're not gonna lie, but like the first half really sticks it, and like even the second half, for as much as it flounders, it doesn't kill the game's momentum. So like, he's got it going on. It's just weird to compare a person to a thing and then like have to be like, does that make sense? Maybe it does. I mean, if you ask me as a designer, he's more like the Bloodborne of like level designers.
Hell yeah! I knew I was onto something.
Because like that's a game that is just like rife with meticulous design choices all the way through, both in its level design and its combat design. Everything, like if you distilled all the features of that game into a level designer as a person, and their capabilities in their craft, then like yeah, I put him as the Bloodborne of level designers. Whatever the fuck that means.
We distilled it a little bit.
A little bit.
A little close.
I was trying to get there, You offered, like I said, an interesting proposal. How do you consider something like that? I'm not talking about this level much because there's nothing to say. This level was designed by Dr. Sleep. It's a weird, sort of symmetrical, not really, castle kind of maze. This is we were talking about it earlier in episode 3 a little bit, or maybe it was episode 2, I don't remember, but like this level is like a D&D dungeon ass level.
Yeah.
It's like just rooms, and there's like monsters in some of the rooms, and then sometimes there's like keys and stuff, and it's just like
you feel yourself rolling for initiative.
Exactly. Yep. And it's like, okay. And then it's like, oh, there's like a sort of an interesting loop in this hallway that takes you back to this other thing. If you had gone this direction, it would have taken you here instead. Isn't that interesting that there's like multiple paths you could have taken? And it's like, okay.
You had to go get the yellow key from that Indiana Jones pedestal.
Yes. Where we fought a lost soul earlier for some reason.
A literal golden idol.
Yeah. Honestly, probably it was a little bit of inspiration going on there. This is a weird one. I show this off just for fun. I couldn't remember what triggered it. I was like, is picking it up what triggers it? But no, going over there, it opens that thing, and then it's a sound trigger. So I was like, oh, okay. And then you shoot that, and it teleports in a cyber demon. Which I just die to. But I'm like, okay, if you're in this room and you just don't shoot, you're golden. Like, it doesn't matter, you can just leave. But if you shoot for some reason, if there were monsters, then you would awake the cyber demon, and he would probably kill you because you didn't realize that was a trap.
Now it's a Gygax dungeon.
This is very, like, yeah.
Let's do idiosyncratic things, and then in turn you get more idiosyncratic things.
There's a weird trap where there's like a guy that, like, if you pick up this magic sword, like, a beholder comes out and kills you.
Exactly.
Like, all right, Gary.
Chill out, Gary.
Chill out, buddy.
You're with your Hawaiian shirts and shit.
Fucking crusher, and then because I took damage from it, it's in slow mode now, and I have to wait. Here we go.
again, another mean trap. Like, you just... No reason to see that crusher coming unless you played the level before. And this teleporter takes you back to this room. Okay. What was the fucking point of that?
That kind of frightened me. You catch me off guard with these fast forwards.
They just happen.
My heart.
Yeah, it'll be fine. This section's weird.
Courtyard fight.
Final courtyard combat encounter.
This John Wick ass arena.
Yeah, they've got these weird towers, which I mean are cool from like there's like monsters shooting at you from them, but like the aesthetic is whack because it's like a castle with like these, but then it's like there's these cyber controls in the towers, and I'm like, okay. Doom has got a weird aesthetic when it starts to get like when they like the first, and this is props to again John Romero's aesthetic choices for that. The first level, or excuse me, the first episode of Doom is all this sort of abstract tech-based nonsense that, in my opinion, really works because like you're never supposed to believe it's a real space. But when you make a level like this, and it's like very clearly a castle or a dungeon or something, and then you have these like cyber towers, I'm like, what's going on in the world building here? Like, this is what are we taking?
What's going on in
this?
The world?
Yeah. Unto the cruel. We have somehow made it. The final level.
Why is every level of this episode like a Metallica album knockoff?
I'm pretty sure they're all lines from the Bible. In this episode in particular.
And Metallica wrote the Bible, so
yeah. They just picked. Well, they just were flipping through the Bible and they're like, "What's the most metal, like, sounding phrases that we can find in here?" Because "thy flesh consumed" as a phrase is also somewhere in the Bible, I think. I don't know. It's something like that. I'm pretty sure.
I hope thy ass consumed is somewhere in there.
I didn't do my research, but I do remember this, hearing about this from somewhere, and I believe it's true. So I'll just repeat it without doing research. It's fine.
Like the rest of the video.
Yeah. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Going in guns blazing.
Exactly. This level was also made by Sean Green. Going in BFG blazing. Again, complimenting the use of weapons in this episode. I've used the rocket a ton. I've used the plasma a ton. This level, I use the BFG a decent amount because, I mean, it's the last level. And also, it's just good for this level. There's a lot of monsters. Yeah. Like, it's, this is a good level this is a good episode for that. Like, it's tough, don't get me wrong, and you gotta get through a lot of shit to get to the good parts. Well, that's unfair. I like the hard levels too. They're fun in sort of a different way. But I just like that, kind of get to go all out. It's not quite a victory lap because it's too hard for that. But I will say that this level in particular kind of feels like a victory lap. I mean, the opening room with nothing but shotgunners is kind of the only mean trick that this level plays. It's pretty straightforward otherwise. It just gives you all the ammo you could possibly want, basically for free. There's not like any catch, there's no trap, there's no trick.
Just a glorified cutscene.
It's just like, do you want ammo? There's a bunch of pillars, you could go pick up all the ammo you could possibly want. There's no mega armor. I was looking for the armor. I'm like, damn, I don't want 200 health and no armor, but then the armor's up here. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. 200 health, 200 armor. Full ammo and pretty much everything. Like,
This is the way the game was meant to be played.
What is this, Doom 2016?
Right? Am I right?
Am I right?
Yeah, it's kind of true. This is the Doom 2016 of Ultimate Doom levels.
This is the Doom 2016 of Dark Souls.
Yeah. Like, it's not that it pulls its punches. It's just that it's a victory lap. This is a power fantasy of a level. It's like, you're at the end, baby. Go crazy. Like, this is the farewell to the game. And yeah, I'm just gonna BFG a single Baron of Hell in both of these rooms, because I have the ammo. And I don't want to fucking deal with it.
You just don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, it's done, okay? The video's almost over. And then there's another spider mastermind. I don't think the game ever really goes into why there are multiple of the cyber demon and the spider mastermind, besides the fact that, you know, they wanted to put the boss monsters into more levels. Whatever. It's not a big deal.
Is there
it's
a
fine.
canon
It's fun.
explanation?
I have no idea. I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe it's possible. Interestingly, though, the level doesn't end when you kill the boss. Instead, it just lowers a platform and then you can leave. Don't know why they decided to do that. Maybe they wanted you to be able to see the Spider Mastermind death animation, like, in its full glory. Who can say? So that was somehow an hour and 9 minutes, and it took me 2 hours to play. And it still took me an hour and 15 minutes to get the video cut down. Crazy.
Doesn't the ending of episode 3 show Earth being invaded?
It does, and technically speaking, this episode all takes place on Earth, which is another very confusing thing about its aesthetics.
What castle was that? What the hell?
Good question. I don't know. Maybe it's a hell castle that somehow got onto Earth. Potential pain and gibbitude. I like the word gibbitude.
Sweet bread.
Next stop,
had
hell
enough
on
of your
Earth.
gibbitude.
Doom guy has had enough of your gibbitude.
Doom guys had enough of your strange 90s cityscape aesthetics.
Yeah, and they also, in that text, I didn't point it out specifically, but they also do canonize his pet rabbit Daisy.
Good on them.
Those demons are gonna pay for what they did to your pet rabbit Daisy.
They fucking phoned in at the last minute of Doom 1.
Yeah. No, it's good. I like it. I mean, it's stupid and hokey, but isn't that what we want?
This is my doomstick.